Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the last Cloudia video. My name is DK. I'm actually apologizing because I've been under the weather, so I wasn't able to do a video right when he launched. And I wasn't able to pull any of the Sonic collab characters throughout the collab. It was actually a really rough collab for me. But long story short, the last 3 hours I decided to go crazy on the last bit of gems I had, and I somehow pulled all 3 units and the last Arkh I needed. I don't understand this game. I really don't. Just to give you guys a heads up, it was like at 320 pity. I'm not even kidding. It was absolutely ridiculous. Luckily, they were mostly all free gems. I did go for some paids and stuff like that, but most of it was free gems that I had. But I ended up wasting everything, not getting anything to the very last couple of hours. So I'm on the way of building all the characters. So if you guys would like to see the videos of some like build videos, go ahead and let me know. It's been a while since I've done one. But I definitely want to get back into it to help out, people that are just starting the game. So like I said, if you guys want to see some build videos for the Sonic characters, the Sonic characters, go ahead and drop in the comments below and I'll go ahead and get those ready for you guys. They shouldn't be too crazy. But anyways, we do have, I'm just going to say the way his name looks, like an Arkh. There's no voice acting in this game, so it's kind of hard to always kind of determine what the names are actually, how they're pronounced. So we're just call him Arkh. Actually, really cool character. It reminds me a lot of, and for most people that play RPGs, it kind of reminds others of, all types of RPGs. That for me, it most reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles. Just a sword and just the style of the character just kind of really reminds me of that. But overall, I really like this aesthetic. It's very simple, but it's very clean. And does a great job on these arts, guys, and that's probably why I still play this game so much. The arts are just amazing, and that game is great, right? Besides all the shafting that happened in that collab. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about this unit. I'm glad that this is happening. And usually I just do the videos, but this time since we actually have the unit in front of us, I can dive a little bit more into his kit and stuff like that, especially for newer players that are joining with the Sonic collab. There's still probably a lot of things that you're still learning, and of course, if you have questions, please just join the Discord down below, or also just ask questions in the comments. I usually try to answer within a day or two. I'm gonna start throwing out more videos for building so that you guys can kind of learn. As I'm not the absolute greatest at building, but I definitely know a little bit about a little bit. With that said, and me feeling under the weather, I'm gonna definitely go through this. So what really kind of threw me off is they don't tell you what kind of types are. So this guy, he's a dragon type, which is actually very interesting. It's very rare that we get a dragon type unit. So that was really cool that he's not human, so he won't be affected by like human slayers like in PvP. Honestly, the PvP side of him does kind of intrigue me a little bit. Just because he does have some damage reduction, and it'd be very interesting. But what this character is going to be mostly built around is breaking with high damage. Now, there's a fine line between, just a really good breaker and then breaking with damage. So we can go ahead and call this guy like more of a hybrid, because you have like units like Murrin who break really well, but just don't put out the damage. The next guy above him would definitely probably be Zakes, Ascended Zakes, and Stan, the most recent breaker units. Stan is probably one of my favorites. He has very good damage output, very high STR. He really has no trouble even hitting resistances against like elements too. He does a really good job. Whereas Zakes on the other end kind of struggles a little bit, but he's still an amazing breaker because he can also extend out the break if he breaks on a unit. So I do really like Zakes a lot. Zakes is probably one of my favorite characters outside of like Bayland. So that was really cool when he did drop. But I mean, there are several breakers, but there's only, I believe, like really good high DPS existing breakers right now are probably going to be Arkh and Zakes. Stan was a collab limited character, so he's a little bit harder to get unless we get a rerun. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into it. This is HP, so this is of course a 120 max character. He's only going to have the stock skills that he comes with, and then of course it's up to us to build around it. So for HP, very high at 11,661. MP's at 304. We have STR at 2231. Defense is looking good. INT is actually okay. Yeah, it's decent. MND, so yeah, he definitely has MND in defense, which is really nice. And the STR is a really good number too. Nothing crazy, but I do think his STR is definitely gonna skyrocket a little bit depending on how you build him. I was really impressed with his resistances. He has a resistance to fire and ice, low resistance to earth, but a high resistance to lightning, but then neutral to light and dark. So right now, current meta, lightning and fire are definitely meta right now, with a little bit of hint of ice because, Ezek is still used in PvP and whatnot. And that's more of a PvP standpoint when it comes to resistances. But you know, really good resistances at plus 30, 20, 20. That's really good. So we have ailment resistance, really good too. We have poison res, we have a blindless nil, so we don't have to worry about him missing attacks. Weak to silence is fine because we're not actually going to be using magic with him. The only thing that does suck is that he is neutral to curse, which means that he can definitely get curse, which enables him from attacking. And then we have stun nil, which is actually really good. So really, you really want to cover your bases when it comes to attacking with him. Make sure that you are at least res on curse or nil on curse. And then if you want to you can keep that stun resist at nil. He should be just fine. Illness, that's going to keep him from healing. But I mean, if you want to put a +1 on that, you can. Not too big of a deal. Going over his abilities, like honestly, man, they're so cool. And we're gonna go over this in the demo because now that we have character trials, we can kind of show you. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But going over his traits, we do have when equipped with only one weapon, because he's a single wield unit, thunder damage is plus 30% and 40k cap. So that's going to be plus is 999, so or 9,999, blah blah blah. So 50k cap just right there on his first trait. Enemies more likely to faint. Break is 200%, which is actually really good. Every 10 seconds, restore HP 10% and chance to heal one random basic status ailment. So that's actually really good. So if he does get stunned or what is it? He has illness, any kind of basic ailment. Basically, he has 10 seconds and he can actually remove one. So it's really cool. He has kind of like a he can basically cure himself pretty quickly there. Going over his trait 2, we have physical attack damage taken -40, and this is why I was talking about the damage reduction. This is actually really good when you have a flat out damage reduction like that. When close to death or when special activates, very greatly restore HP and give unit dragonic factor buff. Now this is absolutely amazing. This guy's trait 2 is built all around survivability, so that's why I'm saying PvP actually might be really interesting for him, just depending on his damage output, right? We have a kind of a built-in awaken, which is really nice because they'll stack with other awakens that are available, Indomitable Spirit, etc. We have HP recovery, 30%, wait, let me read that, 30,000 when close to death, which is actually really cool. Very high HP regen there. It might be actually one of the highest we have. That's a lot. Dragonic factor buff is skill damage is plus 30, damage cap plus 50,000. Again, guys, that is huge, and all he has to do is get close to death to get that extra damage. So really, he just kind of shines in that area. He doesn't have any kind of crazy defensive buffs, which would have been really cool is if the Dragonic buff came with some kind of damage reduction, but it doesn't. But you know what it does come with? It does come with flinch resistance, so he won't flinch from physical attacks. So that's actually really good. So he'll definitely be able to keep up his skills and that break, which will actually be kind of good to run arcs with that lets you launch your special immediately, so you can instantly get that flinch resistance, because you're most likely going to run a break arc and nothing that's going to cause or prevent flinch resistance at the start of battle, right? So that's why, as annoying as it can be, but for single PvP content, that'd be ideal to use the special immediately. And it's a very hard hitting special, very nice numbers as well. So far, I think I've seen about 149,000 per hit. So it's really good for a special. Nothing too crazy. I believe it's like 60 hits, but like I said, we'll go over that here shortly. Going over the skills real quick. Now, guys, this is actually a pretty basic, easy to read skill list. You have your attack ups. He has a charisma, which gives you 20% to anti-type, which because he doesn't come with any, he does come with anti-god type effect. Okay, so he does have a god effect. Okay, he doesn't really come with that many slayers. That's like the only issue that I have with him. So you will most likely have to stack slayers on this guy, if you, specifically to the fight. Really, you don't have to stack a bunch of slayers, but you're most likely going to run like a slayer. So definitely save like the extra 9 SC for that. You definitely don't want to, and especially when he's coming with anti-type boost, you definitely want to use that to its max, right? So for the first trait, like I said, we have anti-type plus 20%. So you're getting that, stacking this. So it's really nice. That's 70% when you have this on. Damage cap plus 2k on anti-type. Attack damage taken -25. So that's really good. A lot of times in, let's say, PvP, this is going to help you a lot because there's a lot of human slayers out there. So especially in the PvP area. So this is a all allies anti-type damage increase, and then we also get an anti-type attack damage taken. So that's going to help them survive. Only while unit is alive, doesn't stack with the charisma. Okay, perfect. So you can only use one charisma at a time, just in case you guys didn't know that. And I do apologize, this video might go a little bit long, but you can probably learn something in the process of this. So he does come with attack ups, which are nice, so you don't have to spend on that. They're not very expensive. Critical 3 is always nice, so that means you can definitely do a pursuit build, which we can always talk about pursuit builds later. If you have any questions, please, again, drop in the comments below, guys. Any questions you have, please drop in the comments below. Dragon Mastery, very nice. It does come with anti-god type effect. Anti-type boost is going to help this, along with any additional slayers. We have auto haste, which is a nice skill because it's expensive and no one uses it, so it's nice to have. Awaken 2, so it stacks with Awaken 1. His multipliers for Thunder are going to be Thunder Drive, High Drive, which is 30. This is 10. This is 30 with cap. This is 15, and then Thunder Attack plus 10, so very nice on that one. And then we also have Thunder Chance 3, which is, I think, very, very new. 30%. It's kind of crazy in break, but of course, this is only for break, guys. He's going to perform so well outside in PvE. Help him with the speed. This is going to give him more damage cap along with some increased damage of 30%. So really, he does cover all his bases on his attack percentage. So that's why he's actually really good. He's actually, you know, for someone not being super flashy, he might become one of my favorite units. So he's looking like he's taking the number 2 spot, honestly. I just really like his design. I like the way they made him. Really cool. So we also have even more guys. So we have a Sword Mega Boost, which is additional 30 plus 2k. Nice little HP boost, special boost to help with those caps. Skill charge 3 is very nice to come. It's not very expensive, but it's nice to come. They come with it, so that's gonna help you with your SCT on skill 3. Celestial Mass is pretty awesome for this unit. I'm not gonna lie. The only problem here is that it will take your MP away, so make sure that you build a little bit heavy on the MP so that you don't lose it. Or if you're gonna run Goddess Kiss, to refill that MP as well, or anything else, poses, stuff like that. And like I said, I will be doing a build video for this guy specifically, probably on Saturday or maybe Sunday. So you guys kind of see what I'm doing. He does come with 1 Blade Breaker 3, so it does stack with 1 Blade Breaker 2. I mean 1. Do we have 2? I don't even know. I have to look. I don't think we do. I know we have a Blade Breaker 1. Limit Breaker is more break and then physical attack damage cap. Jeez, man, this dude is. Yeah, when this enemy's in break, he's screwed. He's so screwed. Giant Killing 4, 5k cap, 20% to bosses, so nasty. When physically attacking enemies, with more HP than unit, which is ideal and very, very, very good in PvE, he gets another 20%, right? It's just kind of crazy, really. Continuous Grand Brave and critical. Oh, he comes with auto crit with Organic Pride. I forgot about this. This is insane. Boss Wave STR 50% more. Jesus. Apex Origin, guys, this list is just endless when it comes. This guy's so good. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Physical attack, special, anti-type brute. What? Give physical attack, special, and anti-type. Oh wow. I didn't even know he had this. This is kind of crazy. Wow. God, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of wild. HP plus 25%. Oh, going back to this is give physical attack, special, and anti-brute type. So he gets brute type. Screw what I said about the Slayers. When defeating a brute type enemy, you get 10% special gauge, special damage plus 30%, and 50,000 cap. Holy crap. HP plus 25. This guy's kind of breaking the game a little bit when it comes to just percentages. HP plus 25%. Skill damage cap 8k. Organic factor buff active. Damage cap 24 instead. Holy crap, dude. When evasion effects won't work. But when physically attacking enemy, he has a piercing effect and deal damage. Chance to break enemy guard. Like, guys, this is crazy. And then his E6 is phenomenal. We have skill damage plus 7,500. But no, you can ignore that part. Boss Wave, special gauge 30%. We have Sword Mastery, Sword Equip, physical attack damage 10%, 5k cap with only one weapon. Double it, 10k. And we have Breaker, 50% more break. When equipped only one weapon or no weapon, which he's most likely gonna have that one weapon. Break is 100k. I mean 100k. Look at that, 100%. Then we have another break. Damage cap to enemies and break is 20,000. Equipped with only one weapon or no weapon, damage cap is 40k instead. When unit is put into break, I've seen this, and he restores one SCT stock for all skills. It's crazy. And then another anti-type plus 20%. So he has this anti, this 50%, and then this charisma. That's kind of insane, really. Yeah, it's kind of wild, man. And he comes with piercing, and it's a different icon, so it actually probably would stack. This is gonna be really interesting just to play with. I'm kind of wondering. Are we tied? We're not tied. We are, but we're not. They honestly give you stuff to dual wield. They give you options for dual wielding on breaks because we can dual wield. We get 5. We lose cap, but we lose a little bit of break right here, but not a lot. But you're dual wielding, so you're actually probably getting more. He actually might be really interesting on dual wield. That's actually gonna be a test I'll do, and I think it's gonna be pretty spicy, honestly. What are we at? 15 minutes. Okay, we don't want to do this too long, guys. Okay, now that we go to skills, so overall, such a solid unit. If you guys go for him, I get it. I really do. The last thing we're going to talk about here is the Arkh, and we're basically boosting physical damage and damage physical, or cut physical attack damage taken based on number of living dragon types. This is okay. It's a decent Arkh. Nothing too crazy. Max damage is 20. There's better Arkhs out there. This Zell is actually really good, though. If you're looking to farm Zell, this is a great Arkh to have. 35%. There's I think only Chrome has this. I'm not too sure. I only use Chrome when farming Zell, but I'm almost positive, but I could be wrong, that he's the only one that has that Zell drop, 35%. Which I know a lot of people are kind of hungry for Zell right now because after this collab, they gave us a whole bunch. This collab was actually really, really generous with materials, guys. So let me know how you guys felt about the collab, minus the whole shafting. Battlestar give physical attack plus 35. That's actually really good to ally with the highest SCR. That's actually really good. So he gets 35 for physical, and then we get max damage another 20. So that's actually that's 55 damage right there. If you actually run dragon mimics, it doesn't tell you how many are required to get to this point. Most of the time it does. It's kind of weird that they didn't put that in there. Yeah, so you can only have 4 players on a team, so up to 4 players. So I'm guessing it's gonna be, 5% per dragon type. So that's actually pretty interesting. This actually might be a really decent Arkh, to be totally honest with you. Yeah, that's a big buff. Not bad, not bad. And the last thing here is gonna be the Arkh. This is actually a pretty decent Arkh Ether Ward. I love getting weapons in these. Skill damage to brute types. Now this makes more sense because he does come with brute. Another 20% to that, so really nasty. Considering that Knuckles is probably mostly used right now in PvP, and he is a beast, so this is gonna affect the crap out of him. And I don't think he comes with any kind of resistance to what is it called, Slayers, so anti-types. So not bad, and it comes with a crit effect, guys. This is actually a really nice weapon. They almost kind of hint they want you to use this. What is the weapon type? It's almost like they want you to use that with Arkh. Let me see. It's fire. Okay, it's fire. Still really good though. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and jump into the actual nitty gritty here. We're gonna jump into the trial now. Like I said, I want to do things a little differently in this video. And tell me how you guys think of the structure. I'm probably gonna be doing a little bit more structuring as far as something more pleasing on the eye. But we also do have a rerun of Kyle. I won't be talking about Kyle today, but there is also a rerun. He's actually a very good light unit, so I wouldn't put it past you to pull for both, because Kyle's definitely up there when it comes to DPS. He's probably one of the funnest units I've played with in Anniversary, like by far. I mean, Ray was definitely a second pick, but this Anniversary was definitely good on characters. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this quest real quick. Now, the one thing they don't do in this specific game mode, is that they don't equip the characters anything outside of its original kit. They only put the paid weapons, and they only put the skills that are provided, which is actually really good when you see a unit capping. Majority of the time, it's more of a an eye pleaser, because they make the enemy heavily negative to lightning, so that's why he's able to cap so well. So it's kind of like a selling point in my opinion, but don't look too deep into that, because he actually does perform very well outside of this. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is his charisma. Like I said, it does give him the anti-type. It's gonna help out with the Slayers, because he does come with an anti-type. He does have boosts for anti-type in his kit, and then he's also going to get this 20% from this charisma. So with that said, the most thing we're looking for is his break value. Now, out of testing, I have noticed that his break value on his S1 is kind of low. As you can see how low that is. At 7 hits, because he is single, but like I said, I think we can have some fun with him using him dual wield. Very nice caps on this, by the way. 121, and that's completely stock. Like, nothing has been added to this character outside of the skills that he already has. So let's go ahead and, if you ever want to look at to see what skills he's using and what's active, you can always click on this guy. And then right here, he does run both his pays. Now, going over his pays real quick, if you are spending money, I definitely think the sword is very high value. You have a thunder attack plus 20%. When equipped, you get another 100% to break, which is very rare. And then we also have break recovery time. Now, this is one of the most broken mechanics, I believe, in this game for break, because it adds the break bar timer on the break bar, extended timer on the break bar. Only person that can do this right now is Zakes with his paid equipment, which is free in the shop if you do have him, or if you grabbed him with the ticket. So he does the same thing, which means, but he actually hits pretty hard too. So it's really nice when that break bar is just really slow. For his paid armor, we have physical damage reduction and magical reduction -10. It's not that big a deal. There are better pieces of equipment out there. And then you have your skill damage, another 5k to bosses with an HP of 10% and high protection. So it does come with a lot, but it's nothing that's going to really make or break the game. So if you're looking to spend light, then I would definitely pull the sword first. If you're definitely going for like a pity or close to using paid gems, where you can get both, of course, get both. Now, the things below, I wouldn't worry about those too much because that's not actually paid gear. So those are in the game itself. So going back into the actual rundown of him. So right now, he doesn't have his Draconic charge. So we're going to go ahead and launch this right away. Now, this is probably... This is pretty awesome. Very similar to the way Virgil's was when DMC rolled out. But look at that. Huge damage. And like I said, this isn't even nowhere near built. So he's still capping -75 to lightning. I mean, no, yeah, he's and then there is the we can go ahead and look at his where is this thing at? Push unit. Right here, guys. So as you can see right here, he does have his Dragonic factor. So that's how you can tell whether it's on or not. So now we're getting a flinch resistance, and we're also getting damage cap. So now break value should be a little bit better. But again, his S1 is where it's kind of low. His auto attacks are decent. Not a lot of break value here. But as you can see, he is capping. So Goddess Kiss could definitely get that MP up if you're losing it, because he does run Celestial Mass. So taking damage will diminish your MP unless you remove it from the skill list. Now, S2, actually pretty decent break value there. And good damage too. And that's a good thing. So we want high damage and we want break value, right? So S3 is definitely going to be by far his best one. As you can see, the break value is absolutely insane there. What I really like, though, about the S3, you can't chain. I mean, you can chain it. See, the S2, there's a big gap between him attacking. Right there. I can't push anything. I'm pressing it really fast, right? Can't do nothing. I have to wait. It's a very, very light, minimal wait time. But what I really like, though, with that break bar, is going to take forever. So I definitely recommend running, like, if you have Purple Orb, definitely run that extra stock on him for this extra stock on 3, because you're going to break the enemy a lot faster. So with this, but you can see here, S3 is almost instant, because once he actually pounds the ground, the animation can restart right there. So watch this. See? Almost instant. So running a stock 3 on this guy would absolutely destroy the break bar. Instant, and then S2. There you go, S2, right? And then break. Usually with 2 S2s, 2 S3s, or sorry, 2 S3s, and then like 2 to 3 S2s, you can break a big boss, like Kraken, for example. I think you can do it. I think I did it in 3 S3s and 2 S2s. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of value in his break, especially this one right here. Look at that break bar. Look at that, almost half at just 2. So definitely run that extra stock. And I believe he is still running Dracon. He's not. So let's go ahead and do this one more time. You see that huge HP buff he just got from that. All right, so we're probably gonna finish him off right here, and we're gonna try to break it before we finish him off. Now the caps are massive. 2 S2s almost broke the yeah. So he's getting more break, and he's actually, look how fast. He's actually pretty fast for a little guy here. But yeah, S1 definitely the lowest break value here. Just not a lot happening. So that was a little unfortunate to see. I was really hoping that it would be a little bit better than that, but at the end of the day, still such a solid character, guys. So basically, this took 24 minutes. I'm gonna probably end it here in a second here because I did talk about the character. We talked about the skills. Now the next thing to do would be to talk about a build video so that you guys know what you're doing for the future. We did talk about the paid equipment and what I thought was worth, so we can kind of just talk about that real quick. So like I said, guys, if you are spending, the sword is definitely be the better value. There are other options for his gear. Now, I can kind of go through equipment real quick, just in case you guys do want to see that. Like, what is it? Clothing, I think, is what he runs. We can go ahead and filter clothing. Okay, like, honestly, one of my favorites right now are, let's see, sort by default or rarity. Whoops. Rarity. There we go. And bring that up. There we go. Okay, so this guy right here, already best in slot for him. It's great. You're not gonna get the magic barrier, I mean the barriers or anything like that. But you're definitely getting the physical attack. You're definitely getting the skill attack bonus. I mean, it's a Godforge, a piece of equipment, so it can definitely be up there, providing strength, defense, and M&D, especially on a higher tier. So this is actually a really solid piece for him to run. Other than that, there's other options. I think we have this one too. This one gives you divinity types 10%. When taking damage, you get minus 15. I mean, like I said, there are options, so you definitely don't need it right away. I would actually wait for it to hit the Godforge shop. I mean, not Godforge, but the Crimson shop, and then pull it from there. I think that'd be the better idea. So kind of going over the character, that's pretty much it. Overall, I really like him. I think he's worth the pull. A couple of pulls. I don't think he's worth the pity. Since he is a DOH unit, he will be returning a lot more sooner than, like, let's say a collab character. So definitely I'm always saying save for collab characters. But at the end of the day, pull for who you really like, right? At the end of the day. So I think he's going to be great. So the next video will be a build video. And like I said, if you guys want to see the Sonic build videos, I can do that too. Just drop it in the comments below. But anyways, guys, you have a safe night. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.